Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the AEW Elevation, Dark Elevation series for the 5th of April 2021. Can't believe we're already in April. Anyway, yet again, a show that's overhyped in terms of length, and there's too many talent on it. Actually, what was interesting is Dave Meltzer went on this multi-minute, very long rant about the booking problems with AEW on his Observer Radio today or yesterday, within the last 24 hours anyway. And he prolificated things that I've been saying for months. It was weird to hear him talk negatively about AEW. He normally doesn't do that. B, that guy loves to listen to himself talk. Ryan Alvarez is sitting there for at least a good 5 to 7 minutes, saying absolutely nothing while he goes on and on and on, as if he's some sort of guru because he's written a dirt sheet for 40 years. It just, anyway, I'm not a Meltzer fan. I enjoy his historical pieces, but as a person, I think he is one of the most overrated, self-righteous windbags that's ever been in the industry. Anyhow, Hangman Page defeats Bill Collier in 3.5 minutes. Uh, Page, I guess, apparently kind of keeps going forward, but they've really dropped the ball on him. I think he could have challenged Omega for the championship by now, and it'd been appropriate. Um, Collier looked decent last week against Moxley. Does the same here against Page, and he gets a delayed suplex and then a leg drop. Um, Page muscles over his opponent, which doesn't make good sense. Fall away slam and a standing shooting star press. Collier is able to block a Frankensteiner. Page comes off with a second try and manages to hit a buckshot lariat. Collier looks decent, but again, too many talents make him under-important. Varsity Blondes, Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison defeat Dean Alexander and Charlie Bravo. 350 some here. Pillman hits a spinning power slam at one point. Good double teams, double drop kicks, power bombs, combination, and a win. Good win for a team that I really think has a respectable old school feel. Britt Baker with Rebel defeats Alex Garcia in under 30 seconds. Baker basically calls Garcia an enhancement talent, and she manages to go right through her and does. Baker gets into referee's position to give Garcia a chance. Garcia takes dominant position for a second. Baker reverses into lockjaw, and then Garcia taps out. Anyway, kind of a waste of Baker, but I actually like that they're doing something with her character development on the other side. Dark Order number 10 defeats Danny Limelight, 6 minutes. This goes too long. Limelight works over 10's arm. 10 comes back with a clothesline spine buster. 10 goes for the Phil Nelson slam and pays off working over the arm in a couple of minutes. Judo throw. 10 comes back with a pump kick and then a deadlift power bomb. Limelight counters into a triangle choke. 10 escapes and gets Limelight into the Phil Nelson submission, and he is 9-1 on the year. I don't get the 10 thing. I think it's just out of respect to Brody Lee that they're still even pushing the guy. He's got an okay body, but he looks kind of like a bloated toad, and I just don't get it. Anyway, Big Swole defeats Jasmine Allure. Swole definitely has a unique charisma. I admire her for fighting through Crohn's disease. Heck of a disease. I have friends with it, and I've had stomach issues my entire life. Not Crohn's, but stomach things are nothing to fool with. She goes to the floor and um, basically uses the barricade as a weapon. Cinches up a camel clutch. Allure mounts a short-term comeback, near fall, clothesline leg sweep, and Swole catches Allure, charging in the corner with a Uranagi. Swole finishes her off with a Tiger Bomb into a Texas Cloverleaf, and then Good Deal there gets the victory. Michael Nakazawa, Very Morales, two guys that I don't understand the benefit of at all. Morales doesn't even get an entrance here. Nakazawa is wearing a headset. I hate the headset thing. You're either a backstage person or an on-air talent. Pick one. Comedy match, and it is completely pointless. It's Japanese campy meets complete backyard independent campy. I understand that Kenny Omega has a friend named Michael Nakazawa. I understand that we like to push our friends. If you want to do that, then rent a ring in your backyard and invite people from the local VFW hall, give them free beer, and let them watch this trash. Anyway, Nakazawa basically comes back Morales comes back at Nakazawa with a drop kick and sends him to the floor. And Nakazawa uses a laptop and follows a 69 slam for the win. No one gets over with this. It's a waste of time. Lance Archer with Jake Roberts defeats Baron Black. They're using Black on a regular basis, and I don't understand why. Archer brings Black to the ring after beating him up, and then Roberts joins Shivani and Wright on commentary, and then there's a choke slam and a blackout finish, complete squash. I don't know. I like that they're rebuilding Archer. I don't know that they need to rebuild him this long without direction, but it is what it is. Ryo Mizunami defeats Tesha Price 6:05. I think there's an effort to push the woman, which is good. I think they're trying to push too many women, which is bad. Mizunami misses a chop in the corner. Price follows up, bites on her arm for a bit, hits a bulldog. Price then locks in full Nelson. Mizunami escapes, power slams her, and sends her into a near fall. Series of leg drops, and Mizunami gets another near fall. She gives Price a torture rack. Price escapes and hits an eye rake. Mizunami follows up with a 2 count. Price gets another near fall out of that, and then charges in with a clothesline. Mizunami finishes Price off with a spear and gets pinned. Ends her match just as it kind of hits another gear and they cut it off. Max Caster with Anthony Bowens defeats Colt Cabana with Evil Uno. Again, matches that run too long. They could have done this match in half the time, 3.5 minutes. It would have been fine. Caster's probably one of the better underneath talents they have. Delivers a bunch of rhymes and some heat in his talk. Cabana brings out Evil Uno, who to me looks like a pudgy backyarder still. I don't get the Super Smash Brothers thing, never did. And if they let him and Grayson go, I don't see that would hurt anybody. Cabana and Caster have a decent enough match that went too long. Cabana goes for monkey flip. Caster holds the ropes, and Cabana's momentum takes him over. Caster then takes Cabana down and goes to work on the arm. Then there's an armbar attempt. Caster counters the attack on the arm and uses the weakness. Cuts off Cabana's comebacks. Cabana manages to come back, gets a near fall with a splash, and then Bowens jumps up, and Caster hits a. Basically, Bowens slides a chain across the ring, and then Evil Uno tries to intercept it. Bowens then slides the boombox into the ring. Caster trips Cabana headfirst into it and rolls him up for the win. I hate the finish, but they're trying to get a gimmick over. I get it. Anyhow, Private Party and Butcher and Blade with the Bunny defeats, and Matt Hardy defeats Adam Price, Ryzen, D3, and Fuego del Sol. Another match that doesn't need to be here. Suplexing to drag the leg, Butcher and Blade finish, and Soul is just in another match that doesn't need to exist. Paul Wright interviews John Silver, and they talk about how Reynolds and Silver show up in the first Dynamite series as local talent, but they continue fighting. They put on a good enough show. I hate the show business thing. I forgot who it was, but there was a noted wrestling historian who's been a fan since '75 who says, just look like you don't like each other. It would change wrestling so much. Anyway, talked about Brody Lee's impact on the Dark Order, Silver's career, and the great match Silver had against Darby Allin for the TNT title. Great segment, and it was just placed in the wrong place. Matt Hardy defeats Allin 5 Angels in just under 6 minutes. This is a good match. I don't have a problem with it. Angels is one of the better members of the Dark Order. Hardy goes for the Twist of Fate a bunch of times. Angels keeps escaping, and finally they go to the floor. Hardy crotches Angels on the ropes, so he makes his way back in. He hits a DDT and locks on his new submission hold. Calls the Leech, which is double underhook choke, and body scissors gets a submission. They could have gone shorter with this. And then the final match of the show, the Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, new team that I like. Matt and Mike Seidel go almost 6.5 minutes. Mike gets in trouble and gets his knee worked over by Page and Sky. Sky gets a near fall after backbreaker and then works over the knee some more. Hooks on a half grab. Mike eventually is able to escape. Gets tagged to Matt. Hits a brainbuster on Sky for near fall. Page then gets tagged and takes Matt down with a shoulder block. Seidel comes back with a spinning kick for near fall. Matt tags Mike in. Ref's trying to get Matt out of the ring. Scorpio kicks Mike in the leg. Page hits the crucifix powerbomb on Mike for the win. Fine match. Like, half the stuff on this show didn't need to be there. Half the talent on this show needs to be employed in independents or lesser companies. There's good stuff on the show, but they need to cut the length in half, and that's where we go. We'll be back with the Raw review. I'd still rather have watched this than Raw, and I'll explain why in the next audio, but until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. If you're looking for life, business, relationship coaching, go to my main channel, Golden Opportunities Coaching, here on YouTube. But until next time, hang in there.